Okay, so I have some things I want to say about an experience I had. So I was a few days ago in a state of metanoia instead of this is so annoying, and I was open to the Christian message, and I was watching all these Prophet Lovi videos, and I was praying along to Jesus when I felt inspired. Like Prophet Lovi was like guiding the people to make prayers to God, and I would just get like, I would feel inspired to also do it, and I was like, I'm confused. I don't know if I believe this. Am I supposed to first like try to reach out to the Holy Spirit, Jesus, uh, God, or am I supposed to like first like do like a what's going on? I don't know, but I was in this like religious emotional experience, and I was swept along by it, and I don't know what it is, those religious feelings, but they were happening, and I was like feeling that like I want to be communicating with like goodness and light and like all that. And after a while of that, I was like, I need to buy some food because I need to replenish my food in my apartment. And so I made like a plan of what to buy, but I was still in like a religious emotional state, and I was wanting to listen to worship music, and I was like, maybe I can like listen to worship music on the way to the store, but then I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that because I might be like vulnerable to any like weirdness that might happen around me because it'll be such a clash of like how it feels like, and I don't want to suffer that. And I was remembering how like I have experience of like being in this like emotional religious, like your heart feels like it's like full of light, and you're like in this connection to God, and then some demon like thing comes in and attacks you right in the heart right when you're in that situation. And it would always feel like, why would God allow this? Like, God, like, why do you, like, the second that I open up and I like and I trust and I like lean back into that feeling, that's when some demon feeling thing comes in and attacks me. Like, it's like I can't. And then when you're like, when I was actually practicing Christianity, I had read about all the saints, and I mean the saints. When you read the saints, man, when you read the saints, you feel like God needs me to overcome the little demon thing that comes in to attack me when I'm in the middle of that like flow of like religious connection, because that's how God elevates me to the next level, because that's the lesson that you get from reading about the saints and what they were like. And it's like a really, and so I was remembering that. I was remembering how God doesn't protect you from weird, creepy, supernatural feeling situations coming up in normal banal life when you go out there. And so like I was just remembering how I don't like that, how that feels, and that like because I'm exploring and not actually claiming a religion, I'm gonna maybe like not listen to any worship music, and I'm just kind of like not gonna be available for that weird experience because I'm just not really ready to experience how painful and uncomfortable that is, since I'm just exploring. You feel me? Those were my thoughts before walking out the door to the store to just do this simple chore called grocery shopping. And I was right to do that because I went outside, like I finished listening to my religious song while still in my apartment, and I was like, okay, walking out into the world, because we're talking about spiritual things. So you know how like this is a pen, that's a wall, that's a cupboard, this is a garment, this is a garment. You know what I'm trying to say? Like normal things. This is just stuff. It's just physical reality. Nothing's happening. It's just normal. Like I need to go buy some water, buy some like apples, whatever. It's just normal stuff. It's just normal. These people out there are just normal as well. They're just walking around, completing their chores. They're just having their little tasks that they have to fulfill. Everything's normal. Like everything is literally normal. People are students, they're studying. People are mothers, they're mothering. People are workers in companies, they're doing their goddamn commuting. Everything's freaking normal. Like that's usually like the vibe that I feel like I'm supposed to like tune myself to be normal. Like that's what normal is. Everything's just normal. Sometimes people have misunderstandings because of emotional pressure, because of situations and little mistakes in logic, and because of society being made up of a bunch of people who have little mistakes in logic here and there, and there are these clashes between people. But that's why they happen. It's just because of these little mistakes in perception, and people have misunderstandings, misalignments, until there's little moments of discomfort. And then you multiply that by like dozens of people. That's why society can feel uncomfortable sometimes. And then you add in things like psychology having this quality of like emotional contagion sometimes, or like blah blah blah, prejudices, all that crap. Yes, that's why it's uncomfortable to go outside, but it's all normal. It all has a normal logical explanation. It's all just normal. And if you're a normal, well-adjusted adult human being, your point is that you are in a place emotionally because of in perception. Your emotions are a consequence of your perception, is how I understand it. So like you are in a perception state, aware of everything that I just said that is normal. So when all that stuff is happening around you, you're not really moved by it like a piece of wood on an ocean, because you're like, oh, I understand what all this is. It's just normal human activity. And I'm just focused on my goal and my purpose, whatever it may be, my focus in the particular moment that I find myself in as an adult human being. Like that's what's normal. I need to go interact with the world to make some money. I need to get to the place. There's a commute portion. All these people are around me in their state of like however much sanity they're currently in. But that has nothing to do with me. It's just what people are like. It's normal. It doesn't bother me because I understand that it's normal. Okay. I wish I could live like that. ChatGPT wishes that I could live like that. It keeps trying to coach me into like that perception. It calls it the grounded perception. I'm like, I want it. I would love that, but I can't. Because I'm like, I know you're telling me that it's just people and their stuff and their projections. Like you're giving me psychology so that I may be calm inside. But I'm like, but I swear there's like this other dimension that is like it's invisible. And yes, there's like humans and their projections of their brains. Yes, I get that. Normal psychology, I get it. But I don't swear, but like I promise you that I sense something else going on. And it is making me uncomfortable because it's like you're asking me to put to the side a variable that is part of the equation that is not really healthy for me. Like its effect on my life is detrimental. I wouldn't be freaking out and worried about some angel next to me making my life better constantly. That wouldn't cause me to be on alert. I'm on alert because I'm like, there's something going on that is not visible, but it's there, and it is not good for me. And I don't know what to do. Because what I mean is, like, I don't know what to do in terms of, like, do I regard it as real, or do I disregard it as a false perception because I am misunderstanding something normal that's happening? And I'm like, I keep trying to be like, girl, like, maybe it's just, and I'm like, yeah, but it isn't. And it's like, I can't afford to take on, like, it's just human projection. It's just normal. I can't afford to do it because it might not be. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm like, I'm not a character in a fiction story. I'm like an actual person. Invisible realms of malintent might actually be there. And, like, I'm sensing shit. And, like, my like, self-protection instincts are going off, and I'm like, what is that? You might not feel it because you might not have sensitivity to it. Like a Hubble telescope might not be of the same sensitivity as like whatever the most current like James Webb telescope is able to pick up. You feel me? I'm like, I'm picking up information that you're not picking up. It doesn't mean that it is not there. It means that you're not picking up on it. That's like an actual valid explanation of what's happening. It also might be that, putting that to the side, that I am misperceiving or misidentifying or mis-explaining to myself like normal projections of other people, I might just be like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, that also might be true. What's the point? The point is my safety. You feel me? Like these two options are true. Possibly. This one is true or this one is true. They can't both be true. I have to get to the point called my safety. What do I do? I might be misperceiving normal stuff and putting meanings onto it that are not actually there. Yes, I'm wasting my time and energy if that is what's actually the like reality of things. Will it get me to safety if I like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, which one gets me to safety? Like, for sure. If I think, if I disregard things that I'm sensing as my like a misunderstanding because other people can't verify it or can't sense it, but it is there, then I am in danger. And it's like my organism and my consciousness may have developed the ability to sense things because it's necessary for me to sense them so that I can be safe. So I'm just going to disregard that because other organisms and other beings, human beings, don't have like those antennae to pick up on that reality that is there. It's like I could do that, but then it's like I'm the only one who would be blamed if I experience terrible things in my life because I chose to disregard my own like what I perceive to be like sensory like reception of like things that are there. I'm sensing it because it's there. If I'm wrong and I'm having some kind of like misperception because of fear and it's not there and I'm kind of like projecting from fear something that isn't there and then I'm just extra careful in a certain way, it's exhausting to my system, it's wasting my resources. But am I like unsafe? And that's like the conundrum that I'm in. Coming back to the story, because something keeps making me not tell this fucking story. And it sounds like the archons in the Gnostic universe model that I learned about yesterday. Like, I was like, this is helpful. I don't know if this is the truth, but this is freaking helpful. There's a description of the archons. There's like fragmentation and distraction. I'm like, what I just said, like, yeah, it's true, but I'm trying to tell you something. I'm trying to give you some like storyline. So, coming back to the grocery store, getting ready to go outside, remembering how God does not protect just because you're in this worship state. Some shit might come in that feels demonic as hell, and you'll be like, what the fuck, God? I'm like, I don't want to experience that. So what happens? Let me tell you. Because I told you the story of how it felt like maybe the Holy Spirit was real because it brought me to the thing that I was looking for that I couldn't find. But then I like addressed the Holy Spirit and then like I found it because the Holy Spirit led me to it. Like that's like the basic story. But it's like, yeah, but you know what happened at the same time in that story that I didn't say in the video before? Which sounds like it's the demiurge trying to fucking spew some bullshit out of my mouth by taking away some of the super uncomfortable experiences that happened right alongside that Holy Spirit led me to the thing I was looking for story. And those two things are, number one, very creepy. I step outside and within 2 minutes, I am on the elevator and these women get on the elevator and instantly I get the thought, these women are the women that I heard about in this building who participate in this like prostitution ring. And I've never once met them right after they were like done prostituting, but the vibe of these women is that is what they just were engaging in. And it's weird because they're like scantily clad in these tiny pajamas. It's cold outside. They're wearing house shoes and they're going from the 8th floor to the 4th floor within this building as if like they all know each other. But like 2 of them got off on one floor, the other one got off on like a different floor. So it was like they went from the 8th floor to some other floor and to another floor, like 874 or something like that. You feel me? And then like I was like, and it was very clear to me like this idea, and the thought was very clear. Like these women are just done like experiencing like giving sex for money, and I'm really uncomfortable, and it feels like a dirty vibe. And I'm sitting there like literally like watching a music video of a worship song, like on my headphones, and just like having my energy field, like my senses, like my field, my energy of like. I was like, I need to like bunker down and like not let this into my vibe. And it just literally felt like the spirits of like sexual, like creepy shit, like swirling around me, trying to freak me out. I have no proof that these women were just in the middle of sex work, but that's what it felt like to me. And I had never once actually like been around like I've never been on the I've been on the elevator with 3 other people once while living here. And I heard somebody was like, "Oh, you live in that building?" Like I heard there's a prostitution ring in there, and I was like, "What?" And I'm like, "This is the first time I'm actually experiencing that." This is the thing I was mentioning. I'm like, God won't protect you. Like weird shit will happen right after you start engaging with all the spiritual shit, which is what the Gnostic videos are talking about as well. How the archons, when they feel you like getting like moving toward like liberation from the system, they'll start throwing shit your way. But like Christianity and God will do that too. And I was like, wow, that was really dirty and disgusting. I still feel that, and that happened like 2-3 days ago. Then I go to the store and there's no. I used to live in a state where there was like medical cannabis. I now live in a place where there's no like legal cannabis anywhere. And like I used to smoke because it made me feel like the only thing that actually made me feel peace was cannabis. But I don't smoke anymore and I miss it. And all of a sudden, like I'm going to the store and there's this huge cloud of cannabis smoke that somebody like released right as I'm about to go to the store. And I'm still like in my like Christian like worship stuff. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like, God, like, why do you allow this shit? Because it's like the idea of a temptation. Like, if some cannabis was available to you, would you be doing it? Because I'm pretty sure Christians aren't allowed to do that. And I was like, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just exploring. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like weird shit happens when you start to go toward like freedom from the system. And then inside the store, there was this guy from Orthodox Church that I have another story for you that is related to the idea that it doesn't have to be religious specifically. Anytime that you start moving toward order in your life, shit starts to happen. Because I was doing a completely secular, non-spiritual in any sense of the word, like time mapping and action follow-through system in my own life that was actually working. And then like in the middle of the night, for the first time in this building, there was this domestic violence, like craziness that happened. And like